Have you ever held a Washington quarter in your hand and thought, just another 25 cents? What if I told you that one specific 1980 Washington quarter, a coin that probably passed through countless vending machines, sold for over $1 million at auction? Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter from 1980, the year The Empire Strikes Back ruled the box office and Pac-Man was unleashed on the world, just changed someone's life forever. While most people keep scrolling past their change without a second thought, a few lucky individuals have turned their pocket change into pure gold. The only difference? Knowledge. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to check your own quarters, and what makes the 1980 quarter so incredibly valuable to elite collectors. Let's rewind the tape to 1980. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco struck millions of quarters featuring the iconic image of George Washington on the obverse. At first glance, the 1980 quarter looks just like any other. It's not silver, not rare by mintage, and certainly not flashy. So why didn't one version of it break records and sell for more than most people's retirement accounts? Here's the twist, it wasn't about what it looked like. It was about what went wrong during its creation. The most valuable 1980 Washington quarter wasn't struck in silver, wasn't gold-plated, and didn't belong to a special collector's set. Instead, it was struck on the wrong planchet, a rare mint error that caused the coin to be created using metal meant for another denomination. In this case, experts believe it was struck on a Susan B. Anthony dollar planchet, giving it a unique appearance, slightly larger diameter, and completely unexpected composition. Combine that mistake with the fact that the coin remained in near-perfect condition, graded MS68 by PCGS, and you've got a recipe for a once-in-a-generation treasure. When it went up for auction at Heritage Auctions, collectors knew this was no ordinary coin. The final sale price? $1,085,000. Yes. One quarter. Over $1 million. Let that sink in for a second. You could be holding that coin in your change jar, in your glove box, or buried in an old sock drawer. And the best part? You don't need to be a seasoned collector to find it, you just need to know what to look for. First, check the mint mark. The most valuable 1980 quarters were minted in Philadelphia, meaning you might see no mint mark at all, common for the era. But the magic isn't in the mark. It's in the error. Flip the coin under good lighting. Look at the size and weight. A standard 1980 quarter weighs 5.67 grams. But if yours feels heavier or lighter, or if the edges look different, smoother, or with fewer ridges, you might be holding a planchet error. Next, look for striking issues, double-die obvious errors, off-center designs, or visible doubling in the words Liberty or In God We Trust. Even a slight doubling on George Washington's face could mean the difference between 25 cents and a $25,000 payout. But here is where most people blow it, they don't get the coin graded. A rare coin with a valuable error is meaningless without professional authentication. Services like PCGS or NGC can certify the coin's error and assign it a grade. That grade is everything. It's what separates a lucky find from a 6- or 7-figure payday. And don't forget, never clean your coin. Not even a gentle rub with a cloth. Cleaning can instantly destroy its surface, and with it, the value. Now, let's talk about the collectors. Elite numismatists, the big players in the coin world, aren't just looking for rare coins. They're chasing stories, errors, and perfection. And when a 1980 quarter with an impossible error shows up in mint state condition, they'll pay anything to own it. This isn't just coin collecting anymore. It's high-stakes investment. And while some people dream about winning the lottery, others are already cashing in on forgotten quarters tucked away in old drawers. The only difference between them and you? They knew what to look for. Now so do you. So what's your next move? Grab a scale. Get a magnifying glass. Dig through those coins you've been ignoring for years. Look for that 1980 Washington quarter, especially those with odd weight, odd color, strange metal, or suspicious doubling. And if something looks off, don't dismiss it. That flawed coin might just be your million-dollar opportunity. But here's what makes the 1980 quarter even more fascinating. Most people never gave it a second glance. After all, it wasn't made of silver, it didn't come in a fancy set, and it didn't have a commemorative label. It was just a quarter. Ordinary, right? Not even close. Because among those ordinary coins, a few extraordinary errors occurred, errors that turned one of the most common coins in American pockets into one of the rarest in numismatic history. One coin. One slip-up. $1 million opportunity. Let's dig into the types of errors that made collectors go wild. The most valuable 1980 quarter discovered to date was struck on a Susan B. Anthony dollar planchet, a metal blank meant for a completely different coin. That means it had the wrong size, wrong weight, and wrong metallic composition. Imagine the chaos that caused. The press wasn't calibrated for that planchet, yet the coin came out nearly flawless. Not only was it a stunning error, it was aesthetic perfection, with bold features, a sharp rim, and gleaming surfaces that screamed mint-state quality. Even seasoned coin graders were stunned. The odds of such an error making it through quality control, then circulation, then surviving without wear, virtually zero. That's what made it so valuable. That's why collectors didn't blink when bidding soared past $1 million. But it's not just the Susan B. Anthony planchet you should look for. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and especially double-die obvious errors are all confirmed from the 1980 quarter run. Each of these can raise the value of your coin from cents to thousands of dollars. Take a broad strike, for example. If your coin appears slightly wider than usual, or the reeded edges are missing, it could be a broad strike. That alone, if uncirculated, can make your quarter worth hundreds to thousands of dollars. Now think about this, even circulated versions with rare errors have sold for 4 and 5 figures. That means even a quarter that's been through a few pockets might still be worth enough to pay your bills for a month, or more. The secret is condition, yes, but also rarity and collector demand. Right now, the coin market is red hot. With inflation and economic uncertainty, investors are looking at tangible assets, and rare coins are becoming prized collectibles, and even part of investment portfolios. And 1980? That's a sweet spot. Not too old to be unattainable. Not too new to be boring. It's recent enough that millions of these coins still exist, but rare enough that true mint errors are now commanding jaw-dropping prices. So let me ask you, when was the last time you actually checked your quarters? Not just glanced at them, but weighed them, inspected their edges, checked for doubling or off-center features? Because every week, someone else finds one. A misprint, an odd strike, a wrong metal. And while they're mailing it off for grading, researching auction sites, and fielding 5-figure offers, the rest of the world is still using quarters for parking meters. You don't need to be a numismatist. You just need curiosity and a bit of patience. A scale, a magnifying glass, good lighting, and maybe a cup of coffee and an hour of your time. And let's not forget, the US Mint isn't perfect. Despite their massive quality control systems, coins like this still get through. It's not about if there's another 1980 planchet error out there. It's about who will find it first. That person could be you. The next coin show could feature your quarter. The next auction record could have your name behind it. You just have to start looking. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby anymore. It's a hunt. A puzzle. A test of observation. And for those who succeed, it's also a source of serious financial reward. This isn't about luck, it's about knowledge and timing. Because that rare 1980 quarter wasn't just found by chance. It was recognized. And that's the difference. Anyone can find a coin. But only those who know what to look for can turn it into treasure. Don't underestimate that handful of change. Your next visit to the bank, your next look through an old coin jar, your next trip to a flea market, that could be the moment your life changes. So here's what to do next. Pull out every 1980 quarter you can find. Look at the date. Weigh it. Flip it under bright light. If anything looks odd, metal color, size, edges, letters, set it aside. That might be your $1 million mistake. And once you have it, send it to PCGS or NGC. Don't delay. The longer you wait, the more prices shift. Timing is everything in collectibles, and right now, rare quarters are having a moment. You've just heard the story of a humble coin turned into a seven-figure legend. Now, it's your turn. Are you going to be the next person who uncovers hidden wealth in a simple piece of pocket change? Because this isn't just about a coin. It's about what it represents: opportunity, awareness, and action. What others overlook, you now understand. Because right now, someone else is. And while they're pulling in a six-figure check from a quarter they found in their grandfather's attic, you might still be sitting on your treasure, completely unaware. The 1980 quarter has already made someone a millionaire. Let this be your wake-up call. Check your 1980 quarters today. Will you be next?
The Washington Quarter Series began in 1932, commemorating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Initially intended as a one-year commemorative, its popularity ensured its continuation as a regular issue. The 1983 quarter is part of this enduring legacy, produced during a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning and modernizing its operations. In 1983, the Denver Mint produced over 617 million quarters. Given this substantial mintage, the 1983 quarter is generally common. However, its value isn't solely determined by the number minted but by its condition and unique characteristics. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS66 or higher, are notably scarce. Such high-grade specimens are challenging to find, making them particularly desirable to collectors. The absence of official mint sets in 1982 and 1983 adds another layer of intrigue. Collectors often rely on mint sets to obtain uncirculated coins, but with none produced during these years, acquiring high-quality examples of the 1983 quarter became more challenging. This scarcity has contributed to the coin's allure and, consequently, its market value. Certain 1983 quarters exhibit errors that further elevate their desirability. Notable among these is the spitting eagle variety, characterized by a die flaw resulting in a line extending from the eagle's beak on the reverse side. Such errors are rare and can significantly increase a coin's value. For instance, a spitting eagle quarter in MS66 Plus grade was sold for $504 in 2018. While the standard 1983 quarter in circulated condition might only be worth its face value, those in exceptional condition or with unique errors can command impressive prices. For example, an MS67 graded 1983 quarter has been known to sell for over $1,000 at auction. The grading system plays a pivotal role in determining a coin's value. Coins are assessed on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating superior condition. An MS65 grade denotes a coin with strong luster and minimal marks, while MS66 and above signify even finer quality. Achieving such grades is rare, especially for coins that have been in circulation. Collectors and enthusiasts often share their discoveries and insights through various platforms. For instance, a video titled 1983 Washington Quarter Dollar Worth of Fortune Revealed delves into the nuances that make certain 1983 quarters exceptionally valuable. The allure of coin collecting lies in the thrill of discovery. Everyday pocket change can sometimes yield unexpected treasures. The 1983 Washington Quarter serves as a testament to this, reminding us that history and value often reside in the most ordinary of places. The 1983 Washington Quarter might seem mundane at a glance, but behind that copper-nickel exterior lies a story packed with scarcity, error varieties, and record-breaking auction prices. This coin is a hidden gem in the world of numismatics, especially given how millions of Americans have likely handled one without realizing its potential value. The year 1983 was unique for coin production, and the Denver Mint's output has become an unexpected treasure trove for collectors willing to look closely. One of the main reasons the 1983 quarter stands out is its condition rarity. While hundreds of millions were minted, very few were preserved in mint state. The lack of mint sets from the U.S. Mint in 1982 and 1983 is a huge factor. Collectors typically rely on mint sets to obtain pristine examples, but during these years, none were officially released. That meant if you wanted an uncirculated coin, you had to get it from a bankroll or direct from circulation, which meant most were spent and worn down. So what exactly makes a 1983 quarter worth thousands of dollars? It all comes down to condition and unique traits. A regular worn example won't turn heads, But a well-preserved, high-grade MS-67 or better, with full details and no scratches, might just spark a bidding war at auction. Some of these coins have achieved eye-popping prices of over $4,000. In numismatics, rarity isn't just about quantity, it's about quality. Another fascinating detail about the 1983D quarter is its infamous spitting eagle variety. This nickname refers to a die break or die crack on the reverse of the coin, which creates the illusion of something coming from the eagle's beak. To the untrained eye, it looks like the eagle is spitting, a quirky error, but one that collectors chase like gold. These coins can sell for hundreds of dollars, sometimes more depending on the grade. The die break on the spitting eagle is caused by excessive wear or stress on the die used to strike the coins. Over time, microfractures develop and form a line from the beak to the rim or body. These small flaws give the coin character and uniqueness, two factors collectors crave. Ironically, what began as an imperfection has now become one of the most desirable features of the 1983D series. The Denver Mint itself is another reason for attention. While Philadelphia also minted quarters in 1983, the Denver specimens are often crisper and strike when found in mint state. However, due to the region's coin distribution and general wear from circulation, even Denver quarters from this year are rarely seen in top condition. This drives their value up in the collector's market. Let's talk about the grading specifics. PCGS and NGC, the two top grading agencies, have certified very few 1983D quarters in MS-67 condition. Out of the hundreds of millions minted, only a handful meet that standard. That level of rarity combined with collector demand has pushed prices to incredible highs. One famous sale reached $15,000 for an MS-67 Plus example, a jaw-dropping figure for a coin you might find in loose change. Interestingly, even circulated 1983D quarters with strong details and no major blemishes can fetch premiums if they show interesting traits. Some coins have been discovered with off-center strikes, double dies, or retained cut breaks, each a numismatic oddity that adds value. These error coins often slip past quality control unnoticed and end up in circulation. One viral video on YouTube discussed how someone found a 1983D quarter at a flea market, bought it for 25 cents, and later had it appraised for over $2,000 due to its grade and die variety. This kind of real-life treasure hunt keeps collectors motivated. The dream of finding an overlooked fortune in your coin jar is very much alive, especially with coins like this. Even professional numismatists are amazed by the 1983D quarter's rise. Initially overlooked, it didn't gain much attention until the late 2000s when grading services started to show just how few high-grade examples existed. Collectors who had stored rolls of 1983D quarters suddenly found themselves holding miniature jackpots, especially if they had kept them in original bank wrappers. There's also the coin's place in American economic history. The early 1980s were a time of inflation, recession, and metal cost concerns. The U.S. Mint was cutting costs, experimenting with new production techniques, and handling higher demands. As a result, quality sometimes dipped, which makes high-grade survivors from this era even more exceptional. A fun fact, the Washington quarter design used in 1983 was actually intended to be temporary when it was first introduced in 1932. It was supposed to be a one-year commemorative for Washington's bicentennial birth year, but its popularity kept it in circulation. Little did the public know that over 50 years later, a coin from 1983 would become a highlight of the entire series. Social media has also played a role in fueling interest in this coin. TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels regularly feature collectors showing off their 1983D quarter finds, some worth $500, others as much as $10,000. These quick clips have gone viral, making the general public more aware of the hidden value in their spare change. Beyond the spitting eagle variety, collectors have reported examples with partial collar strikes and planchet errors, rare manufacturing mishaps that occur during the minting process. These issues are rare and difficult to spot unless you know what to look for. But when you do find one, you're looking at a coin that could be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Coin shows and conventions across the U.S. have also seen increased interest in 1983D quarters. Dealers now keep a special section in their inventory for early 80s Washington quarters, a category that was once ignored. They've become a hot topic in the numismatic community, with collectors swapping stories of rare finds and big sales. And it's not just hobbyists driving the demand. Investment firms and rare asset managers have started including coins like the 1983D quarter in their alternative investment portfolios. With historical significance, proven scarcity, and growing market demand, it checks all the boxes for long-term value appreciation. Some sellers have even started hoarding 1983D quarters in hopes that prices will continue to rise. This speculative behavior is reminiscent of the 1950D Jefferson nickel craze, where rumors of rarity turned into reality when demand overtook supply. Could the 1983D quarter follow the same trajectory? Many believe it already is. Online marketplaces like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections regularly feature this coin, and their final sale prices speak volumes. A quick search will show raw examples listed for $20, $100, and certified high-grade coins often listed for thousands, especially when slabbed and verified by PCGS or NGC. At coin grading services, submissions of 1983D quarters have surged. Collectors are now digging through old rolls, inspecting details under magnifying lenses, and sending promising coins in for evaluation. The hunt is on, and the 1983D quarter has gone from a common coin to a collector's dream. Most fascinating of all, the highest recorded sale for a 1983D Washington quarter currently sits at an eye-watering $15,862.50, sold in 2014 by Heritage Auctions. The coin was graded MS67 by PCGS and was considered among the finest known. And now, rumors swirl of another perfect specimen recently being discovered, possibly heading toward a $120,000 sale. Whether that sale materializes or not, one thing is certain: the 1983D quarter is no longer just pocket change.